Put your hands together. Ryan Tedder in the studio. Hey! So I have to tell you, like right off, I haven't seen Top Gun. I've heard the song. Obviously, we're going to play it here.
So you're the only person left. You
Literally.
are the person. No, you're the person that Tom told me about.
I'm the guy.
Yeah,
I'm the guy.
You're the guy.
Did you meet Tom Cruise?
We have met because of COVID and him filming Mission 8.
Yeah.
We have done, at this point, I've lost count how many FaceTimes, phone calls, text messages, but like become like genuine friends over the last 2.5 years.
Oh, that's awesome.
And yeah, he's just a great dude. I mean, you know, burst of energy and positivity, as you can imagine, and a perfectionist. And I'm so happy that we connected over this song, and this moment in the scene was so critical to him.
Yeah.
And his, you know, just continuous obsessing over every detail with this. The smartest move he made, which I'm sure Paramount was not happy about, was tabling the movie until audiences could go back in the theater. Because what everyone will tell you is, don't you dare wait until this is on streamers or on whatever, download and watch it in your home. You have to go to a theater.
And see it on the big screen.
You have to. And by the way, if you live near an IMAX, forget the regular theater.
IMAX is better.
Wait for go to the IMAX, because it is a completely different experience.
I've got to do it.
They filmed it for IMAX.
I got to do it.
Yeah.
I bet you feel like you're in the jets.
You feel like you're in the jets.
Oh, man.
I've seen the movie 4 times.
Yeah.
And my wife's going again this week. Like,
oh my gosh.
It's just, my wife loves the movie. She doesn't like these type of movies. The first time I saw it, Tom was texting me while I was watching the movie, just saying, be brutal, man. Be honest. Tell me what you think.
Right.
And I got to the end of it and I said, how do I word this? And I go, dude, there is, of all the sequels I've ever seen, you can't call it a sequel. Like, that's doing it a disservice. I said, this is by far tied with the greatest sequel of all time that I've ever seen. And he's like, what is it tied with? I said, Godfather 2. And he was like, you've got to be kidding me. Nope, Godfather. That is how good this movie is.
Wow.
You can't even call it a sequel. And I said, I'm not gassing you, because I can't lie about that stuff. I've written so many songs for movies, and I've seen so many screeners. I said, I think this comes out, and like I think you're going to be rated as high as Godfather 2, and I think it's like an 8.6 on IMDb, 8.7, which is, just so you know, anything that's rated an 8 or higher on IMDb is the best movie of the year. If you get an 8 on IMDb, you are in a category. You are the best movie of that calendar year. You get into 8.5, 6, 7, you are a generational, one of the greatest movies ever. And I think that's what this is. And I'd like to say he was right and I was right, because it came out. It's the biggest movie of his career. Think about his career. And it's the biggest movie of his career. It's now on pace to be top 3 of all time biggest movies, biggest grossing movies.
And I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it.
You know what I have seen?
What's that?
Downton Abbey. Did you see the new Downton Abbey?
I saw Downton Abbey.
Did you like that?
I liked it a lot.
Isn't Downton Abbey great?
It's amazing.
And I'm going to tell you, as a sequel, as like a part 2, whatever, I didn't love it as much as the first one.
No, but still.
But it filled the void of that period piece that you wanted to see.
You like being in, I watched all the Downton Abbey, you know.
Oh, my man.
Yeah, P. Diddy got me into Downton Abbey.
Into Downton Abbey? P. Diddy?
Yeah. Sean Puffy Combs. Can you, of all the people?
No, would not have seen that. But
you got to see. Have you seen Downton?
Yeah.
No. Man, my bro, you got to see Downton. I was like, why is Puff Daddy saying I need to see Downton Abbey? This is the weirdest conversation. Yeah.
You're like the only other like guy I know in my life that I can talk about Downton Abbey to, because nobody else in the room wants to ever talk about Downton Abbey.
Definitely not.
No, it is definitely not talking about it. No, but yeah, no, it's amazing.
The 27-year-old kid over here.
No. I will tell you the best. If we're talking, you know, everybody's always going, "Hey, what are you watching? What are you watching?"
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a controversial statement right now.
Okay.
I think the greatest streaming series. Let's take Stranger Things out of the conversation, because yes, it's phenomenal, right?
Yep.
Removing, aside from Stranger Things, I think the greatest streaming TV series that I've seen in 3 years plus is Money Heist.
Have not seen
it. Really? I saw season 1 of that.
It is in Spanish. You have to watch it with subtitles. Do not watch the English overdubs.
Okay.
When we watched it season 1 through, it only has 4 seasons, I think, 4 or 5. It is mind blowing to me. I'm just like, you know, not to sound like whatever, too nationalistic, but I kept saying the Spaniards beat us to it. This is one of the greatest TV shows I've ever seen. I can't, like, applauding the Spaniards. Yeah. And I'm like shame on you, America. How did you not think of this?
This is Money Heist it's called?
Yeah, I avoided watching it because it was called Money Heist.
Okay.
I saw the mask and I thought, Money Heist, oh, it's a little too generic, whatever. Everyone who's listening has seen that on Netflix, pushing money. In the last 3 or 4 months, it was the #1 rated show globally. It's the biggest TV series in the history of Spain. And the acting is phenomenal. The plot twists are unbelievable. The concept is insane. And like whoever wrote it is a genius.
Okay.
And so yeah, my wife and I watched it, and I turned my whole band onto it. Now they're obsessed with it.
Right. And so subtitles the way to go.
You got to watch it with subtitles.
See, as a parent, you can do subtitles because how many times, like when you have little kids, yours are what, like 7 and 11?
Yeah.
You've watched so many shows with subtitles.
Of course.
So they don't hear something.
Of course.
Like a single person without
earmuffs.
Kids. Yeah, like subtitles. I don't want to watch subtitles.
No.
But it's easy when you're a parent. Honestly.
This is one that's worth it. This is worth watching it with subtitles.
And I thought it was cool that they went from like volleyball to football. I thought that was smart.
Yep.
Yeah.
Super
and your
smart.
song is the soundtrack part.
It is. It's to Miles Teller's abs, basically. Yeah.
Which is a good part of the movie.
Yeah. That's my highlight.
You know, you were mentioning how great like Top Gun was and stuff like that. I want to run an idea past you as a creative outlet. And we had talked about Stranger Things and how great that was. The Duffer Brothers are doing this thing where they're going to turn, I guess, Stranger Things like into a play or something, right?
Play.
Yeah, play. Yeah.
Here's my idea. Imagine the Pantages. You ready? This is great. You go in, you see the play. It's great. Whatever they do, right? During that hour and a half, when everyone's inside, they transform the lobby into the Upside Down. You don't do it beforehand.
Wow.
Because that's just
of course.
whatever you expect,
whatever.
Right?
Yeah.
But then when you come out, when you exit through the Upside Down.
Upside Down. I kind of love that.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
That's that creative mind of mine.
I love that.
You think they give you money for that or something?
I think they would send you the bill and say, is this achievable?
Okay. That's a hard pass on my part.
He's been talking about this every day now.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to get him to hear it so I get free tickets or something.
No, the production, it's a very Disney, like if you've been to the Star Wars ride in Disney, the new one where it's like you are literally in Star Wars.
Right.
It's kind of that deal where you go from, it's more experiential, right?
Sure.
Than a ride. Yeah, if you could walk into the Upside Down, everything's turned kind of that gray and black with the floating
flakes or whatever.
Right. Those little flakes,
You'd have to have all that. No, it'd be spectacular.
Yeah. I'm just the idea guy. It's not my job to put it together. That's their business. I'm just throwing it out there and stuff.
I love it.
You guys have a tour coming up, right?
We do.
Are you on it right now?
No. We pushed it by 10 days. We got back from Europe. We did pretty much a 6-week tour throughout all of Europe, and got back home, and we're looking at the calendar going, oh my God, we have to leave again in like no time to do 2 months of US.
Yeah.
Sat with Live Nation. Can we please, is there any world where we can move the first 10 days of tour to the last 10 days? Move them into September.
Yeah.
So they said yes. So we did it. We did a little truffle shuffle, and we moved them to the back. And we start in Washington. I think it's called Foxwoods. Washington, D.C. is the first date. I do Good Morning America this Friday. Well, we're going to perform I Ain't Worried for the first time live on national television. That'll be nerve-wracking. And then the next show is this Saturday. The first show is this Saturday in Washington, D.C.
Okay. How important, because we saw Shawn Mendes had taken some time off from touring. He said, I got to get my mental health, my physical health and stuff set. How much do you guys like concentrate on that as a band? You're a little bit older, obviously, than Shawn.
Yep.
But I think
by like 2 years, let's be real.
I love it.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's got to be a priority with the family and kids and everybody to...
Dude, it is. I'd be lying if I said that this upcoming tour has not caused me sleepless nights or anxiety, because it has. 2 months is just a long time. Now, fortunately, we can travel a little differently this time. I'm satelliting out of Chicago for a week, Miami for a week, Austin, and then LA. I'll be here for 8 days, satelliting out of LA. All that said, when Shawn made that post, he is one of the, by the way, one of the sweetest human beings you could ever be in a room with. When he made that post the other day, I almost reached out to him directly, and maybe I will actually, but I did what he's doing now, what he just did, where he pulled the ripcord 3 weeks into a tour. I did that in 2016. At the end of 2016, we had 2014 was Counting Stars, and I Lived, and Love Runs Out, and it was a huge year for us. Into 2015, we didn't stop touring for 2.5 years. I took off less than 12 months to make the next album. Promoted the record for 7 months straight before the album even came out. We had a world tour coming up starting in February, cut to October of 2016. I'm staring at a world tour starting February of 2017.
Right.
And I had a full nervous breakdown.
Yeah.
Complete collapse.
Yep.
Went into my record label, sat with the president of the label, and the week before our album came out.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm going to end up in a hospital.
Yeah.
All joking aside.
No, I'm with you.
If I have to do this, I have been gone for 70% of the last 10 years. I have missed of my family and my friends. I don't have a life. Yeah. You know, I've made good money, but I haven't even spent it. I don't have time to. People are like, oh, you do so well, but like, it's not about that. Like you can't even enjoy what you've done. And I hit when Sean made that post, I was like, bro. I instantly was taken back to 2016, 17, that mental state where you go, I am not well. I ended up on like Xanax prescriptions and everything just to sleep. I couldn't sleep. Yeah. And you go days without sleeping and then you get depressed.
It's a nightmare.
And I felt like and then I spent all of 2017 feeling like the world's biggest failure because I canceled an entire global tour. I pulled the ripcord on an album. I stopped midstream. All because I was like, I'm on the verge of collapse. And so I know what he's going through, and it's real. It's real. You know.
Yeah, you should reach out to him.
Yeah, I think I will because I went through it. The difference for me, I was lucky enough to when I was collapsing, I was promoting our records. I was in Philadelphia. I remember in a hotel room, and I just had a complete collapse. Was crying, which I don't do, just out of nowhere, and was like, what is going on? And I was like shaking, and I was like, I can't. I called my manager and I go, if we were in the middle of a tour right now, I would get on a plane and I would go home and I would not come back.
Yeah, see, I'm glad to hear you talk about that because I think sometimes in our society, guys, sometimes we hide these things and don't talk about feelings like that and stuff. Yeah. Like I had just gone back to see my mom in Connecticut. You know, I guess I was off like last week. And so I went back to see her, and I was telling the crew around here, God, did I need that time? Yeah. To see my mom, be there with her, take my son. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Needed it.
Yeah. Yeah. And you get so caught up in the FOMO of existence, you know, especially if you're type A driven workhorse like we all are. You don't want to let anybody down, and you kind of part of your identity is tied to the idea that, oh my God, this guy's relentless. He can do everything.
For sure, right?
And then you hit that wall. You know, the proverbial wall that you say, oh, I hit a wall, is burning it at both ends. When you actually run into it, it's so disruptive that it takes months, years to come back from it fully. And so, seeing where the wall is, and which Sean clearly just did, and pulling the ripcord. Yeah. Like, you know, I mean, in the Bieber with his health issue, right? Yep. And I'm not saying that wouldn't have happened had he been home. Right. But I've toured enough to know that what happens to you physically and what it does. I'd bet money that a part of that being that problem being amplified was because he hasn't stopped for however long, right? It's so, you know, touring is it's beautiful. I love it. I love seeing the world. Like we're looking at dates coming in Asia, Australia. I've gotten to circumnavigate the globe.
Sure, but you're still working
7 times. Right.
You're working. It's still, a job you're doing.
You are still working.
Job.
You are still working. Yeah. And the guilt that compounds on you about missing every birthday, every anniversary, every important thing that happens in life.
Or just moments.
Right? Moments. It stacks up and stacks up and stacks up. How many first days of school or last days of school can you miss with your kids? Yep. So I'm at that place now. I'm not announcing this officially, but like, I don't see a future where we ever do a tour this long ever. This 2-month thing that we're about to do in America, everybody should come see it because I'm not going to do it again. I'll do it. We'll tour America. But I've already decided, and we've talked with the band, like we will pick like maybe the 15 or 20 biggest markets for us, and we'll only play those. Like this will be the last time I get in a tour bus and disappear for 2 months and the rest of my career. I have no desire to do it again. But I'm extremely excited to do it this last time. I'm extremely excited for these dates.
I wanted to ask you about this. It was like one of my favorite moments on TikTok. You've been on TikTok for most of the year, right?
Yeah, very lightly, yes.
Very lightly, right. Yeah. For the longest time, you were posting these videos here and there, and you had maybe 3,000 followers for the longest time.
Yep.
And I thought that was so interesting because you're Ryan Tedder. Like, not only are you the lead singer of OneRepublic, but you're also like one of the biggest songwriters in the world. And so this TikToker pointed this out, Daniel Wall. That's right.
Yeah.
And he made this video about that, saying we should all go randomly follow Ryan Tedder on TikTok and see what happens.
Yeah.
So then you go from 3,000 followers a month ago to nearly 1 million at this moment.
Yes, correct.
What was that like for you, randomly seeing your account blow up like that?
So Daniel came to my studio last week. I spent like an afternoon with him. He's a content creator, music obsessed guy, great, interviewer, and there's two things at play here. One, there's somebody in the universe that's been squatting on my actual name for TikTok. So Ryan Tedder is taken by somebody who's not me.
No,
we're trying to get my name back, right? That's number one. By the way, that's some lame ass like business right there.
Right.
Like whoever has that. Number two, I never went on Instagram or anywhere and even announced that I had a page.
Totally.
Because low key, I was using it to troll and find artists. I was using TikTok to like. I signed an artist off of TikTok a year ago, who Jessia, who had blown up with a song, and I used TikToks purely for watching other people and finding new artists, new songwriters, etc.
And that's what most of your feed looks like now.
That's what it looks like, right?
Yeah.
So when he found, when Daniel discovered that it was really he couldn't even figure out initially if it was real, right? And it says @RealRyanTedder, which is my TikTok. When he did that, I was so thrown because I remember a friend of mine who knew him said, "Hey, this guy that I met just did a video about you on TikTok. You got to check it out." And she sent me the link.
How long after he posted that was this?
24 hours.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I look at the link and I go, "Oh, wow, cool. He's trolling me, but it's in a positive way."
Totally.
Right? He's trolling me. He's kind of making fun of me, but in the best way possible. And I was like, that's cool. So check this out. I watched his video without even going back to my homepage to see if anything had happened.
Oh, okay.
Cut to 6 hours later, I go on my homepage and I open it and I was like, well, that's impossible. I have 68,000 followers. I had 3,700 as of last night.
Oh my gosh.
And I have 68,000. I close my app. I have dinner. I open it back up. I have 120,000. I close it. I'm getting ready for bed. I get in bed, and right before I go to bed, I check it again. I'm at 180,000. And it grew by leaps and bounds. And then Howie Mandel took that, that post that I made of me going, how do I have 68,000 followers? Howie Mandel grabs onto it. He does a duet with that and makes fun of me. Thank you, Howie. And then it jumps another 200,000. Now I'm like approaching 1 million. And it's great.
Yeah.
I mean, he did all the hard work for me. He did all the hard work for me. So yeah, it's really, really weird. TikTok is, for the first time in the history of recorded music, about 95% of all hit songs that truly become hits. Number ones at radio, number ones in general, or top 10s, whatever. If you don't have TikTok pushing that song up the hill, or a massive, massive show like Stranger Things or Top Gun, you have to have one of those things. And even still, you need TikTok. TikTok it's the first time that a social app has ever been the deciding factor in what songs become hits. Wow. Because not only it's not good enough to write a phenomenal record. Mm-hmm. If someone doesn't turn a snippet of that record, a 15-second snippet, into a meme, it's not going to go. And that's the weirdest thing about music right now.
Yeah, you hear from all these artists lately that record labels are forcing them, essentially, to you have to be on TikTok now.
Can I tell you a 20-second anecdote that's going to blow people's minds and listeners? So I co-wrote Lil Nas X, That's What I Want, which became one of the longest top 10 at radio songs now of all time. And I wrote it with a couple of my buddies, Omer and KBZ and Blake Slack and Blake. Then that song, whatever, was a hit, let's call it like 4 or 5 months ago, where it peaked, right? At that time, he was finishing the Lizzo project. He co-wrote About Damn Time. The song comes out. The morning it came out, I texted him. I said, listen, I don't control what happens. And I rarely text songwriters about their songs. I said, this song, one listen to me. This is a hit record. Congratulations. Like I hope TikTok grabs it or God or somebody, because if it doesn't matter, right? Song comes out, the day of release, it comes out at number 68 on Spotify, which to the listeners out there, that's an okay first day. Second day, it drops to 150. Oh. No bueno. No. Day 3, It's not even in the top 200.
Oh no!
Wow.
Okay, and I'm just kind of watching this, going, "What the hell? This song's a smash." Okay, nobody was listening to it. No one knew it existed.
Right.
1 week later, she hosts SNL and performs the song. This is on Saturday. On Sunday, the song goes down further on Spotify.
No.
By Monday or Tuesday, she is teasing another song. The label is moving off the record.
They gave up on it.
And Blake, the co-writer, he said by the top of the next week, we were all telling each other the song's dead. Move on.
Yeah, I think I know where this is going.
And he said, you go back through it. She was teasing other songs.
Yeah.
Teasing other songs. If you do SNL, doesn't even move the needle.
Right.
Like you're toast. The song's dead. I'm watching this, talking to my own songwriters, watching this in real time, going, something is like, what is going on? This song is a smash.
Here, right?
And then everyone was going, but it's not viral on TikTok, right? 4 days later, a girl, I don't know who she is, and I don't think Blake or anyone knows who she is. 3 or 4 days later, this girl in her living room or bedroom posts a 15-second dance. It's not even to the chorus of About Damn Time. By the way, I'm willing to bet that half of everybody in the world, now that song is #1 at radio, I'm still willing to bet half of everyone doesn't know the chorus to that song. They know the second verse. In a minute, I'm going to need a sentimental mad woman to pump me up, which is the most fire moment. It's incredible, right? That's the moment that went viral. 24 hours after that, after she posts the video, the song enters the top 200 again on Spotify. The day after that, it's in the top 100, top 30, top 20, teens, #7.
Wow.
And that all happened within 5-6 days. It went viral on TikTok, and now it's a smash.
And that's why you got on TikTok.
Well, I mean, to be honest, Daniel put me on simultaneously with that happening. It was a weird coincidence.
Yeah.
But but the funny thing is, she was on TikTok every day, posting
still,
all
it didn't
time.
work. It had to be somebody else that would take it viral,
Lizzo's posts did not make that song go viral, right? This girl's song did. So then it just brings into question.
Never know.
Think about it.
Right.
But my ears told me this song is a smash.
Yeah.
It was, but it wasn't. It became a smash because a girl danced to it.
Right.
So think about that just in context of music today.
Holy cow.
And what you guys are playing and what goes off.
Right.
There's only about 4 or 5 artists in the world that without TikTok, without some kind of viral elasticity,
can cut through.
Cut through.
Beyonce,
Harry Styles,
Taylor Swift,
Ed Sheeran, Taylor Swift, Ariana Grande, maybe The Weeknd, right?
Okay.
That's about it. Otherwise,
you got to have something to cut through.
You have to have a driver that has nothing to do with the song, pushing that song up the hill, i.e. Kate Bush running up that hill. Stranger Things, right? 37-year-old song, #1 song in the world, Stranger Things. Running up that hill. Like, I think I Ain't Worried. I love I Ain't Worried, right? Yeah. It's now turning into this global huge record.
Yeah.
Without Top Gun,
great record.
Great record. But
we'll
not a smash. No, would you even know it exists?
That's the thing.
Maybe
you
not.
have to be a fan of you guys, maybe.
You'd have to be a fan of us.
Right, yeah.
There'd have to be some kind of sticky moment that happened, maybe some kid does backflips off a diving board in his backyard.
I was going to offer to dance to it or something. You know what? I think you're good.
Yeah. It could be, the funny thing is now, it could be anything. It could be somebody literally cracking eggs into a skillet.
Right.
And that goes viral.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, you just don't know anymore. It's the most bizarre time of all time. So
is that discouraging as an artist?
It is. Yeah. I mean, it'd be lying if I said no. It's fantastic. It's 2 things at once. Number one, here's a blessing and the curse. The curse of it is, no matter how good a songwriter I am, no matter how good of an artist or singer that you are, unless you have 100 million followers already, right, on your socials, it is extremely discouraging because used to, when I say used to, I mean, let's say pre-2017, 2018, I knew that with OneRepublic, if we had a hit record, a great record, I knew that if I performed on the Today Show and I did all the Tonight Show shows and we did the right promotions, all our songs took forever to go up the charts, but we knew if we had a hit record that it would turn into a hit.
It would get there.
Now there's zero guarantee.
It's like a lottery barrier.
It's a lottery ticket. Yeah. It's a lottery ticket. Now that's the downside. Here's the upside. The upside is there's no more ageism, period.
Great.
Right? Used to, in 2007, when Apologize came out, we started, once you turned 30, a clock started ticking. And it was like, when are we going to get phased out of pop culture, right? You're waiting for, if you're a female, it's even worse, right? Now, Kate Bush is, what is she, 70?
Yeah.
Elton John is 80.
Yeah.
And has one of the biggest hits of the year. And he's a badass. And that's the way it should be.
I'm not dyeing my hair. I'm
sticking around. Stick around.
Keep it grays.
So bottom line is now, like you look at Metallica's in the top 10 globally right now.
Yep.
Right now, because of Spotify, because of all the streaming DSPs, because of social media, what I like about if you have a 15-year-old kid or an 18 or 11-year-old, they don't give a rat's ass how old, what race, what color, what gender, what sexual preference. All the things that used to be inhibitors don't exist anymore. The song is playing in the background of my favorite video game. I want to listen to it. Play it on the radio. Like that's, you know what I mean? The song is playing in the background of my favorite show, Stranger Things. Play it on the radio. Like they don't care that Kate Bush is who she is or what age she. They don't care at all. They love. The song came on the radio last night. It went Kate Bush running up that hill into I Ain't Worried, and it was like the most bizarre moment of all time. But my kids were like obsessed with the Kate Bush song. Obsessed.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's great.